What happens in the brain when we feel fear? Today on Research Explored, we delve into one of the most fascinating mechanisms of the human mind: fear. This emotion, as old as we are, is a reflection of our evolution and an essential tool for our survival. But what exactly happens in our brain when we feel fear? What processes are activated and how do they affect us both physically and emotionally? Join us on this journey to find out.
Fear is an emotion that has been fundamental for human beings to survive throughout history. In prehistoric times, when our ancestors faced constant dangers such as predators or hostile environments, fear was the alarm system that kept them alive. This mechanism allowed them to react quickly, either by fleeing or confronting the danger. Although today we no longer face such extreme threats in our daily lives, fear is still an essential part of our biology. It protects us by alerting us to situations that could put our safety at risk, such as crossing a street without looking or reacting to an emergency. It all starts in a small structure in the brain called the amygdala. This region, which is shaped like an almond, is the control center for fear. Its main function is to process emotions and assess whether something we perceive represents a threat. When the amygdala detects a potential danger, it sends an alert signal to the hypothalamus, another key region of the brain. The hypothalamus, in turn, activates the autonomic nervous system, which triggers the classic fight or flight response. In a matter of seconds, the body goes into a state of high alert. During this process, noticeable changes occur in the body. The heart begins to beat faster to pump more blood to the muscles, preparing them for quick action. Breathing speeds up to deliver more oxygen to the body. The pupils dilate to improve vision, and the muscles tense up to be ready to move. At the same time, the adrenal glands release hormones such as adrenaline and cortisol, which increase our energy and endurance. This set of responses is designed to help us react efficiently to danger, either by fleeing or confronting it. The role of the prefrontal cortex. While the amygdala reacts immediately, another part of the brain, the prefrontal cortex, comes into play to analyze the situation in more detail. The prefrontal cortex is responsible for rational thought and decision-making. It assesses whether the perceived danger is real or a false alarm. For example, if you're watching a horror movie, your amygdala may activate when you see a shocking scene, but the prefrontal cortex steps in to remind you that you are in a safe place and that there is no real threat. This balance between the rapid reaction of the amygdala and the rational analysis of the prefrontal cortex is what allows us to manage fear in our daily lives. Why some fears become irrational. Sometimes this system can fail. In some cases, fear can become disproportionate or irrational, leading to phobias or anxiety disorders. This occurs when the amygdala is excessively activated by stimuli that do not pose a real danger, such as a small spider or an enclosed space. In these situations, the brain learns to associate that stimulus with danger, making it difficult for the prefrontal cortex to rationalize the situation. Although these fears can be debilitating, the good news is that the brain has plasticity, which means it can unlearn these negative associations with time and proper therapy. The emotional and social impact of fear. Fear not only affects our brain and our body, but it also has a significant impact on our emotional and social life. In small doses, fear can be a positive emotion that motivates us to act or protects us from unnecessary risks. However, when it becomes chronic or excessive, it can limit our ability to enjoy life, affecting our mental and physical health. Prolonged exposure to stress caused by fear can lead to problems such as insomnia, fatigue, and a weakened immune system. The positive side of fear. Although fear may seem like a negative emotion, it's important to remember that it also has a fascinating side. Some people enjoy feeling fear in controlled environments, like riding a roller coaster or watching a horror movie. This is because, after the initial scare, the brain releases dopamine, a hormone associated with pleasure, making the experience exciting and satisfying. This phenomenon shows how fear, in the right circumstances, can be an enriching emotion. How to manage fear. While we can't eliminate fear completely, there are ways to manage it and reduce its impact on our daily lives. Deep conscious breathing is an effective technique for calming the nervous system and reducing the fight or flight response. Practicing meditation and mindfulness can also help train the brain to react more calmly to stressful situations. Another helpful strategy is to face fears gradually. This allows the brain to get used to the stimuli that previously caused fear, reducing its intensity over time.
Fear is a complex and powerful emotion that has guaranteed our survival as a species. Although it can sometimes be uncomfortable or limiting, understanding how it works in our brain allows us to manage it more effectively and see it as an ally rather than an enemy. Now that you know what happens in your mind when you feel fear, what do you think of this incredible adaptation of our body? Do you think fear is a useful tool or an obstacle in our daily lives? Leave us your comments and share this video with someone who wants to learn more about the mysteries of the human brain. Don't forget to subscribe to Research Explored to continue discovering the wonders of the mind and body. See you in the next video.